Now, let me start with within national inequality. So basically here, in this couple of maybe 4 slides in the beginning, I will not talk about global. I will just talk about what is happening within individual countries. So what has happened over last 50 years, and certainly since early 1980s, is this: on the vertical axis you see what is called the Gini coefficient, which is the measure of inequality. So if you just focus on this recent period, this is actually the average Gini coefficient in different countries in the world. This is all put together, and it's not always necessarily the same countries, because sometimes countries are in the sample, sometimes not. But I want just to point out that there was this tendency towards rising inequality from 1980s to about early 2000s. It's not a surprise, because it's basically why many of you are here tonight, because that issue has become really a big issue of our time. And it has become a big issue of our time because in most countries in the world, mostly rich countries to start with, like UK, the United States, and even continental Europe, and then countries like India, China, Russia, South Africa, inequality has been on the rise. So this is something that we do know, and it's also interesting that in the most recent period, including the global financial crisis, we don't see that rise anymore. I will talk probably about that in the Q&A part, because we are very aware of inequality now, but actually in the last 7 years or so, we are actually seeing essentially plateauing of inequality with changes within each nation state in some direction, but not a uniform increase that we have seen in the 1980s and the 1990s.